Welcome, dear friends. I am going to discuss today the unfinished notebooks of Karl Marx in his preparation to the great books Das Kapital and Critic of Political Economy. Grundrisse is the rough draft of Das Kapital. It is the preparatory text of another book titled A Contribution to the Critic of Political Economy. The Critic of Political Economy was published in 1859 and Das Kapital was published in 1867. Grundrisse sounds as the testimony of decade-long study in economics by Karl Marx. The manuscript gives an insight into the Hegelian dialectical methods. Marx never intended the Grundrisse for publication. Hence, the writing style is very rough in certain places. The manuscript Grundrisse was originally published in German in 1953. Thereafter, a limited edition was published by foreign language publishers in Moscow in two volumes in 1939 and then in 1941. The contents of the manuscript Grundrisse includes notes on production, money, capital, circulation, process of capital, theory of surplus value, and so on. The concept of exchange value in Das Kapital has its roots in notes on production in Grundrisse. The relation between production and distribution and thereafter consumption is based on naturalism, which is based upon Rousseau's theory of social contract. The reference to gold mines in Peru and Mexico, which were possessed by Spain, and how this possession of gold mines helped Spain to demand grains in Poland are amply explained in Grundrisse. The interesting facts of Mongols invading Russia in search of large swaths of land for to grow cattle and German barbarians overthrowing Romans to impose new agricultural relations are examples of deep analysis of economic concepts of production in Grundrisse. He beautifully phrases that a man cannot become child again. Therefore, Greek mythology was the foundation of Greek arts, but the developed Greek arts can be enjoyed just as we enjoy the activities of a child as we behold. Therefore, once a system matures itself, it cannot go back to its roots. The Greeks can now never go back to their mythology. The Egyptians, the developed Egyptian society can never go back to their mythology. The developed Indian society can never go back to its mythology. But the Indian arts, the Greek arts, and the Egyptian arts have its roots in mythology. Though the arts are in developed form, they cannot go back to previous mythological beliefs and thoughts. Then it would look childish. It would look childish if we go back to previous mythologies on the foundation of which these societies are built up. It would look very much childish. The social development has evolved and is evolving and cannot again go back to Greek and Egyptian mythologies and Indian mythologies for the sake. The mythologies circling name vanishes once mastering is established over them. We have mastered over nature, so the nature bound mythologies are nevertheless redundant now. What is save for the gander is sauce for the goose. The comparison between the increase in bills in Bank of France and decrease in metallic assets portfolio underlines one prime truth. There is no cause and effect relation between the bills raised by the French people and metallic assets withdrawn by French people. He lashes at Dairyman and Proudhon by accounting method in bank accounting in the chapter on money. He brings out the chemical properties of precious metals as unaffected by the air in the chapter on money. He also draws the relation of commodities in relation to gold. He also brings out different forms of circulation as commodities converted into money, money converted into money, and then commodities and money converted into commodities and into commodities and into money as two essential routes of circulation. This forms the central theme of Das Kapital. In short, it can be previewed that Grundrisse is the foundation read before going through critique of political economy and Das Kapital both by Karl Marx. I recommend going through this Penguin publication to get a grip of what was in mind of the great economist of all times while he formulated the laws of capitalist society and had overthrown it and reconstructed a new form of society in which recognition was granted to labor, recognition was granted to hours of production, and recognition was granted to class struggle.